Secretary Roque, you deny to be a lawyer of Lucky South 99. I'm just wondering who are you trying to fool? We are not actually born yesterday, Secretary. Sa tingin mo po ba kaya mong paikutin ang mga tao sa hearing na ito kasamang sambayan ng Pilipino? Mr. Chair, I hate to say it, but clearly, Attorney Harry Roque, our former secretary, and my former professor, law professor, lied to this committee. And that amounts actually to disrespect on the members of the committee, which is contemptible under Section 11E of the Rules of the House of Representatives on inquiries in aid of legislation. I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Harry Roque be cited for contempt for disrespecting the members of this committee when he lied in order to evade attending the hearing of this committee where he was invited. So move, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
There is a motion, duly
Mr. Chair.
seconded, to impose a penalty of 24 hours to our resource person, Attorney Harry Roque. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Allow me, Mr. Chair, to propound some questions with the former Secretary Harry Roque. This will just be a reiteration, mostly of the things that were already passed upon by Attorney Raj, but I'll ask them for emphasis and clarity. Mr. Secretary, I understand that, of course, you signed an affidavit of support in favor of Mr. Alberto Rodolfo Y. de la Serna, the 2016 Mr. Supranational Philippines, confirming that you will provide financial assistance to Mr. de la Serna for his travel to Poland, Ukraine, and Italy from October 9, 2023 to October 18, 2023. And we understand that this particular document, affidavit of support, was found at the premises of Lucky South 99. I'm just wondering, but of course you already have your explanation a while ago, but honestly, I'm really wondering, why is a copy of your affidavit of support found at the premises of Lucky South 99? Why would a POGO have a copy of your affidavit, and to what interest do they have in your personal life?
Mr. Chair, because my EA, who is studying in an aviation school, decided to temporarily take residence in the premises of Whirlwind. That is the answer here, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you. And of course, it was also presented to the Senate, that which you deny also, that there's a copy of the organizational chart of Lucky South 99 submitted to POGO, to PAGCOR in your application, which states that Attorney Harry Roque is the legal head of Lucky South 99, and the same document was presented previously to the Senate.
Mr. Chair, as Attorney Jeza Fernandez has stated, that is unverified, and according to the rules of evidence, that is only a piece of paper until authenticated by a person who saw the document or by the person himself who prepared the document.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I also note that it was also mentioned a while ago that former Secretary Harry Roque facilitated the meeting with PAGCOR Chief Alejandro Tenco. And this was confirmed by PAGCOR Chief Alejandro Tenco, facilitated the meeting with Cassandra Ong, and Cassandra Ong is the representative both of Whirlwind previously and now the representative of Lucky South 99. Do you have any comments, Secretary?
What is the question, Mr. Chair?
There's no question, but if you wish to comment, I would let you comment. But if not, then I'll proceed. And it was mentioned, nabanggit po ni PAGCOR Chief, na nakiusap po kayo kung pwedeng bigyan ng pagkakataon ng Lucky South 99 na mabayaran ng kailang arrears.
It was Cassandra who did the talking. I merely accompanied her, and I accompanied Cassandra as a person whom I know is from Whirlwind. At that point, I will stress that even PAGCOR acknowledged that on that specific date, the official representative of Lucky South to PAGCOR was Mr. Dennis Cunanan.
For the record, Attorney Harry Roque, ulitin po natin ulit yung tanong, kayo po ba yung abogado ng POGO ng Lucky South 99?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair. I have said it many, many times, and I will maintain that. And assuming arguendo that I was or is The question is, where is the crime? But I will not acknowledge a relationship that does not exist, because according to the Code of Professional Responsibility for Lawyers, there must first be a meeting of the mind between the lawyer and the attorney to repose trust and confidence on the lawyer to represent the client on legal matters.
Maraming salamat po. And the summary pieces of evidence we have, in addition to those that have already been mentioned, your affidavit of support in favor of Mr. Alberto Rodolfo Y. de la Serna, your former EA, is found at the premises of the Pogo Lucky South 99. Pogo Lucky South 99 organizational chart submitted to PAGCOR, and it states that you are Lucky South 99's legal head. You went to you facilitated the meeting of Lucky South 99 with the PAGCOR chief, Tenko, and you were with Cassandra Ong and requested for Lucky South 99 extension of payment of its arrears. And yet, Secretary Roque, you deny to be a lawyer of Lucky South 99. I'm just wondering who are you trying to fool? We are not actually born yesterday, Secretary. Sa tingin mo po ba kaya mong paikutin ang mga tao sa hearing na ito kasamang sambayan ng Pilipino? Of course, deny as much as you want. But the overwhelming pieces of evidence point to one thing. An only reasonable person, any reasonable person, will come to an unmistakable conclusion. You are part, or perhaps a lawyer, of Pogo South 99.
Mr. Chair, I resent that. I am not fooling anyone. I resent that also coming from someone who was my former law student and who was my inaanak. That's not the way to treat a resource person of this House. At least when I was a member of this House, we never treated resource persons in that way. I resent that for the record, Mr. Chairman.
May I ask the honorable member, Kong Salo, to refrain in issuing statements that would insult our resource persons. I am not saying you are, but try to avoid issuing statements that would hurt the feelings of our resource persons. Please proceed.
Will do, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, in our last hearing on August 16, Friday in Pampanga, Secretary Roque was invited by the Squad Committee. And Attorney Harry Roque sent a letter dated August 13, 2024, addressed to the Honorable Chairman, Robert Ace Barbers. Yours true. Are you the lead chairman? Informing Chair Barbers that he will not be able to participate in the said meeting due to a conflict with the previously scheduled court hearing before the Regional Trial Court of Manila on 16 August 2024, the same date of our Quad Committee hearing. I have here a copy of that particular letter. Mr. Chair, we have also in receipt here a copy of certification from Attorney Jennifer H. de la Cruz, Buendia, Clerk of Court and ex-officio Sheriff of Manila, RTC Manila, stating that Attorney Harry Roque has no hearing on August 16 and did not appear in the courts of Manila on said date. Mr. Chair, I hate to say it, but clearly, Attorney Harry Roque, our former secretary, and my former professor, law professor, lied to this committee. And that amounts actually to disrespect on the members of the committee, which is contemptible under Section 11E of the Rules of the House of Representatives on inquiries in aid of legislation. I therefore move, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Harry Roque be cited for contempt for disrespecting the members of this committee when he lied in order to evade attending the hearing of this committee where he was invited. So move, Mr. Chair.
I did not quite hear what you said, Congressman Salo. Can you please repeat? Are you moving for the committee to cite Mr. Attorney Harry Roque in contempt?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pursuant to Section 11E of the Rules of the House of Representatives in aid of legislation.
Mr.
So move,
Chair,
Mr. Chair.
1 minute suspension.
Mr. Chairman,
Before I recognize you, Congressman Fernandez, allow the chair first to determine the parliamentary status. The parliamentary status is that there was a motion by Congressman Ron Salo to cite our resource person, Attorney Harry Roque, in contempt for lying before this committee when when he was invited in August 16 when the Quadcom had its first public hearing. And according to that letter, he stated that he cannot attend for the reason that he has a hearing in an RTC in the city of Manila. Congressman Ron Salo read the certification issued by the clerk of court of the RTC Manila, which states that the hearing where Attorney Harry Roque is a counsel was scheduled in August 15 and not August 16. And in August 16, there was a certification from the same clerk of court saying that Harry Roque has no hearing in any of the RTC of the city of Manila. That is the parliamentary status, Your Honors, and there is a pending motion by Congressman Ron Salo to cite Attorney Harry Roque in contempt for lying before this committee when he submitted an excuse to his being absent in our hearing last August 16. Now, pursuant to our rules, Section 11 of the Rules of Procedure Governing Inquiries in Aid of Legislation, it says that the committee may punish any person for contempt by a vote of 2/3 of the members present, there being a quorum. The following shall be the grounds for citing any person in contempt. In this case, as stated by Congressman Salo, the reason for the contemptible act committed by our resource person is in paragraph E, which reads, acting in a disrespectful manner towards any member of the committee or any misbehavior in the presence of the committee. So, may I solicit comments from our members before we rule on this motion? In the spirit of fairness, because the committee has been citing our resource persons who have violated this rule in contempt and detaining them in the premises of the House of Representatives. Would there be any comment from our members?
Mr. Chair, before we vote
Chairman Abante?
Before we vote of the contempt, we would like to hear first the explanation of the reason behind his absence to this committee last year.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was hoping to be given an opportunity to be heard. It was an honest mistake, Your Honor. I have also been a member of this chamber. We don't hold hearings on Fridays. So when I saw the notice of hearing, I assumed that just like the first and the second hearing where I attended, that it would be on a Thursday. And that is true, that I had a hearing both in the morning and in the afternoon. And that is why I sent that letter. By the time I realized that it was a Friday and there was in fact a hearing, it was also close already to lunchtime, and the hearing was in Pampanga. So I apologize for the honest mistake, but the truth of the matter is I have been here on Thursdays, so 2 hearings already, and I just assumed that just like in the past where we don't hold hearings on a Friday, that the hearing would be on a Thursday, as in fact today is also a Thursday. So it was an instance of, okay, there's a hearing, it's on Thursday again, and I have a hearing on Thursday. That's why I sent the letter right away, not even realizing that 16 is a Friday. That was an honest mistake. Had I had any intentions not to appear, I would not have appeared today as well. But in the first two instances, and those were the two instances where I was invited, I in fact appeared. I have no wish to disrespect the very same body of which I was a part of, which I consider at some point in time as my happy place, in fact, the House of Representatives. Thank you, Your Honors.
Any other member who wish to make a comment?
Mr. Chairman, can we have
Congressman
a copy?
Fernandez?
Can we have a copy of that certification that was issued by the Regional Trial Court? Because I haven't seen the copy yet, and that's the reason why medyo kanina I was a bit shocked about it. So,
Here. So while Congressman Fernandez is still reading the certification,
Mr. Chair,
Congressman
Mr. Chair.
Abante.
I'd like to ask Secretary Roque, what is the reason for your apology?
Well, it was really an honest mistake, Your
So
Honor.
you're apologizing not for your absence, but for an honest mistake.
It was an honest mistake, Your Honor, because I've been here every Thursday. And as a former member of this chamber, as a former employee of this chamber, I know that in the regular course of business, we don't really have hearings on Fridays. In fact, even if you call the trunk line of the House of Representatives on a Friday, no one will answer. That has always been the policy, no? So when I saw the notice of hearing, I really thought it was also on a Thursday, like the first two hearings where I attended. That is why I apologize for the honest mistake.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Acop, and then Congressman Paduano, and then Congressman Fernandez. Congressman Acop, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attorney Roque, nag-assume po kayo na mali, di po ba?
Nagkamali po.
Kaya nga, yung assumption nyo mali.
Opo, mali nga po yun.
And therefore, pag nag-assume ka ng mali, you should be ready for the consequences. Hindi ba dapat ganon?
Yes po, but
So-
there was no intent to disrespect this
I'm not
chamber.
asking whether you have the intent. Ang tinatanong ko lang po doon is, kung nag-assume po kayo ng mali, hindi po ba dapat tanggapin ninyo yung consequences?
I will, of course, accept the consequences, the decision of this body. But since I was given an opportunity to be heard, I thought that there should be allowance for honest mistakes.
Kasi, pagpasensya mo na ako. Kasi ako, I know that you have been practicing as a lawyer for a long time. Di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as a practicing lawyer, lahat po ng schedule ninyo nakalagay. For example, for the week, kung ano ang hearing mo for the week, ano yung appointment mo, nakalagay po. Di po ba?
Totoo po yun. Kaya nga po, dun sa certificate, talagang may hearing po ako nung Thursday. And mali nga lang po yung assumption ko na yung sumunod na hearing ay hindi na pala Thursday dahil
So,
puro Thursday po tayo.
Ang ibig nyo pong sabihin, wala sa schedule ninyo yung dapat umattend kayo ng hearing sa Friday, nung Friday?
Yun nga po, nailagay ko po siya ng Thursday kasi every Thursday po yung hearing natin.
Then, as it is, kayo po lahat ang may kasalanan. Wala.
Opo, pero wala naman.
Participation ng iba.
Opo, pero wala naman pong intention to disrespect the
Hindi ko
chamber.
po pini-question yung intention nyo. Ang pini-question ko lang, as a practicing lawyer, ang alam ko, yung mga lawyers, meron silang sinusulatan lahat ng kanilang mga schedule. In your case, kung nakalagay yung schedule na yun, dun sa, yung event na yun, sa yung book of schedules, dapat alam ninyo.
Sa totoo nga lang po, dahil akala ko Thursday, nakita ko na morning afternoon ng hearing ko, sumulat na ako kaagad to inform the committee as soon as possible dahil ang buong akala ko po talaga Thursday.
Attorney Roque, marami na pong namatay dahil sa maling akala. Kindly bear that in mind. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Acop. Congressman Paduano, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, tama po yung sinabi ni Chairman Acop na that's your fault and you should face the consequences, di ba? Now, eto lang po. Kaya ako, of course, the intent, hindi pwede nating pag-usapan dito yung intent. Kasi, the question is, ito, well, in fact, you're calling the chairman of this committee. Well, in fact, you text me with regards your request for your wife to be excused in today's hearing. Now, as you mentioned, nalaman mo na after lunch, nag-hearing sa Pampanga. Di ba? At the very least, man lang, sana you texted me, you call me, or you call the chairman na hindi po ako makarating dyan kasi nagkamali ako. But you never do it. Kaya yung question of intent, sabi ko nga, hindi pwedeng magiging basis for that possible contempt, no? Na minove ni Congressman Ronsalo. Kaya ako, ang ano ko lang dito is, supposedly, at the very least, again, you have texted or called us. If not me, you called Chairman Abante. Well, in fact, on that request, you called Chairman Barbers. But you never do it. So, ako, Mr. Chairman, I joined the motion of the first motion of Congressman Salo. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano.
Mr. Chair.
Congressman Fernandez. Congressman Abante.
Mr. Chair, the fact that Secretary Roque appeared with us today and apologized to the committee at sinabi po ni Congressman Acop kung nagkamali siya, sinabi naman po nagkamali siya, I'd like to ask that we hold in abeyance the motion until such time that all of us would jointly actually join the motion of Congressman Salo. Also, I'd like to open this debate to any member of the committee to say something about this, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
Chair.
Congressman Abante. Congressman Joel Chua, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang po tanongin si Attorney Harry Roque. Nung sabi po ninyo kanina, it was just an honest mistake, tama po ba? Dahil sabi po ninyo, ang akala ninyo is Thursday. So, nung Thursday po ba, nagpadala kayo agad ng notice sa amin? Or at the very least, nag-inform po kayo agad?
Tuesday po, pinadala ko po. Dahil nakita ko conflict na po sa calendar.
Tuesday.
Tuesday po.
So, na-realize lang ninyo na Friday pala nung
Friday na po at nabalitaan ko na nagko-quad hearing po sa Pampanga.
Pero yung quad hearing, parang umaga pa lang po yata. May quad hearing na eh. Tama po ba?
Correct po. I took the day off because I was also not feeling well last Friday.
So, nung Friday po, masamang pakiramdam ninyo?
Yes po.
So, ano pong ginawa ninyo nung Friday, nung na-realize ninyo? Wala po ba? Dati po, sabi po ninyo kanina, na iba po sa amin, may kasabay pa po ninyo. Wala po ba kayong kahit isang man lamang po na tinext o tinawagan?
Well, kasi masama din po talaga ang aking pakiramdam. And in fact, I have a medical certificate today where the doctor recommended that I should be confined in a hospital. Pero I did not consider that because I said, I have to appear now because I missed the last hearing. But I have the medical certificate if your honors would wish to see it. But my attendance here reaffirms my commitment to explain and answer all your queries because I have nothing to hide.
Pero nung Friday po ba, hindi po kayo na-confine sa ospital?
Hindi po. Nagpahinga lang po talaga ako
Nagpahinga
because
lang.
I had very strange feelings for the first time. It was an electric feeling in the neck. And I thought that by just resting, it will go away.
Okay, so nung nalaman po ninyo na naghihiring na po yung Quadcom, wala rin po kayong na-text o wala rin po kayong ginawa nung araw na yon?
Nagpahinga lang po ako nung araw na yon.
Okay, thank you po.
Mr.
Thank you,
Chair.
Congressman Chua. Congressman Fernandez, and then Congressman
Yes,
Arrogancia.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. I tend to believe the statement of the former Secretary Roque, but when I was reading the certification or the letter addressed to us, I noticed that there was no branch number ng Regional Trial Court of Manila. Secretary, is this something that is intentional, or you're trying to mislead us in order for us not to find out?
Hindi po. The name of the case is People versus Madriaga, and I appear as a private prosecutor. It is a case po for kidnapping
But
with ransom.
that was on August 15, 2024.
Yun nga po Thursday. So yun nga
Yeah.
po yung naisip ko na dahil Thursday po tayo well, as I said, wala pong...
And also, hindi nailagay yung branch number ng
hindi po.
RTC.
Pero the certificate would, I think, attest that I was
Yeah,
in
but,
the RTC.
Sa letter mo, wala yung branch number.
Hindi ko po nailagay na
Yeah,
yan.
yun ang medyo, you should have written the branch number of the RTC. But nevertheless, with your saying his apology, but you should have sent a letter or communication to all of us. We're just a phone away, and we will understand. But personally, I will leave it to the body to decide on the motion of Congressman Ron Salon. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman
Mr.
Fernandez.
Chair, can you list me to be recognized
Okay.
after...
Congressman Arrogancia, and then Congressman Paul Daza.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to ask the good secretary, as per your letter, at inamin niyo po kanina na honest mistake ang supposed to be Thursday na akala mong hearing natin dito po sa Kongreso. At lagi niyo na pong inuulit-ulit na you were once part of the Congress and Congress is part of the, like a second home to you before. Basically, walang nagka-question sa'yo dun sa sinasabi niyong this is part of your home or you were once part of the Congress. And we know that. Ang Quadcom po, Mr. Secretary, ay hindi lang po sa invitation niyo siguro nakita. Definitely po, alam naman po siguro ninyo na meron pong hearing ng Friday kasi makikita nyo rin po naman po ito sa news, sa television, Mr. Secretary. Considering, nakalimutan nyo po ng Thursday na meron po tayong hearing. Halimbawa, nagkamali kayo. Honest mistake. Hindi po ba dapat inalam ninyo kung ano ang naging come out o come up do sa hearing ng Thursday kung sakali halimbawang akala ninyo na merong hearing ng Thursday? Dapat po inalam ninyo na what happened sa hearing. Another thing, supposed to be Friday ang ating hearing, hindi niyo po ba inalam na yung Friday po, anong nangyari nung Thursday, and then nung Friday po, chinek niyo po ang calendar ninyo, paano niyo po ba na-receive ang invitation, Mr. Secretary?
Sa email po. Sa email ko, nare-receive yan, and I receive voluminous email po talaga, no?
Yeah. Mr. Secretary, sa talino niyo po, para pong katakataka na magkamali kayo simpleng schedule po ng araw ng hearing na napakahusay niyo pong abogado.
Well, nangyayari po talaga yon na, Your Honor, no? Dahil lang nakita ko ng Committee on Public Order, so sabi ko, may hearing na naman. So, may hearing na naman this Thursday. So, ang ginagawa ko nga po ngayon, rini-reserve ko na yung mga Thursdays ko, and I was going to manifest, in fact, that on next Thursday, I have an international arbitration, and there I will submit the correct form already. Pero, tinitignan ko na po talaga ang aking schedule dahil alam ko naman po matagal itong mga hearing neto. So, kumbaga po, sa korte, we also set it ahead of time. So, bina-block off ko po, tine-check ko na kung ano yung mga Thursdays na meron pong appointment.
Another thing po, sabi niyo po kanina, nung nagtatanong po si Honorable Chua sa inyo na you have already a ready medical certificate from your doctor na nagpapatunay na kayo ay hindi fit ang inyong pangangatawan. Para po na pang napaka-ironic na may ready na po kayo agad na medical certificate sa pag-attend nyo ng hearing na kung halimbawa na hindi kayo talaga okay at ina-attest ng inyong doktor, hindi kayo dapat nakarating, which is sinasabi nyo na dahil gusto nyo ipaliwanag ang sa inyo, maging totoo sa committee na to, umattend pa rin kayo despite may advice po ng inyong doktor. Para sa akin po, parang pinaghandaan nyo na po na kung sakaling kayo ay magkaproblema dito sa hearing na to, may ready kayong medical certificate na ipapakita sa committee na kung sakali ay kayo excuse, halimbawa sa ganitong klaseng pag-uusap ng contempt, Mr. Secretary.
Your Honor, hindi naman po ganon. Kung hindi, nag-persist po yung aking kondisyon. And I don't feel I'm on tip-top shape now. So, kaya po ako nagkonsulta talaga sa doktor din. And the advice of the doctor is, hindi na kita papauwiin because in the first place, napakabilis na iyong heartbeat and you already have a heart stent, no? Baka ka mag-collapse dyan sa house as you appear. But I explained that my wife already, who is also invited, cannot attend, so I have to go. And what I'm doing is I'm just managing. She gave me Valium para hindi daw ako ma-aggravate. But she did stress na baka ma'am niya, tumumba ka na lang dyan sa hearing na yan. But I think it's very important that I appear today dahil I have already asked members of the committee to excuse my wife. And the least I can do is to appear despite the medical advice not to do so and to be confined.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, being part of this committee, for me, my personal observation regarding the honest mistake of the good secretary is really unbelievable. Considering na kung halimbawa na nakita niya na nagkamali siya during the Thursday na ina-assume niya na meron tayong hearing, dapat nakita na niya sa news yung hearing natin supposed to be na Thursday. Where in fact, wala naman talagang hearing. Dapat nagtaka na siya na nagtanong siya at na-check niya ang kanyang calendar na ito pala yung Friday, Mr. Secretary. Parang sa akin po, mababaw masyado yung pong kanyang dahilan, Mr. Chairman. Salamat po.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Arrogancia. Next is Congressman Paul Daza. You're recognized.
Good afternoon to the four chairs of the committee, my colleagues in these various committees. Good afternoon to our resource persons, and thank you for being here with us the whole day. Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask our former colleague, Secretary Roque, in the last Congress, has he ever participated as a resource person in the last Congress?
Not in the last Congress po.
Okay. In this Congress, how many times have you been invited and how many times have you appeared?
Well, I was invited for the 2 times I was here. I was absent for the 3rd, and I was invited for today. So this is my 4th invitation.
And
Your Honor.
you've appeared, Mr. Chair, how many times in those 4 invitations?
3 times, Your
3
Honor.
times. And out of respect for our colleague, I've attended many hearings, Mr. Chair. In fact, just yesterday, we suspended a budget briefing because a secretary had said that he was sick. Secretary Roque is an intelligent person. He could have actually put in his letter, he was sick. He could have put in there, he had a hearing and not put Manila. My point of view is the other way, and we could have never checked. But I think he was good faith. He actually put where the hearing was, and I'm sure he knew that could have been checked. So I'm more inclined to believe that it was an honest mistake, considering that he's here, he's appeared multiple times, and I think the biggest issues are the substance of his various resolutions. It would be counterproductive, I think, to cite him in contempt, and whatever sanction that will be, my understanding is you would be holding him. But on the same token, I'm more inclined to maybe appeal to the movement, to Congressman Salo, instead of contempt, but some sort of a reprimand for that mistake, which he admitted, and admitted in public, I think that weighs quite a bit. And I'd really like to move forward to the substantive issues. And I think Secretary Roque will contribute more being here than citing in contempt, which I believe will be some sort of, well, actually, that's my question, Mr. Chair. If the resource person cited in contempt, what does that really mean? Wouldn't that be counterproductive? Because I'm assuming we're going to continue the hearing today.
To respond to your query, Congressman Daza, it is pursuant to our rules on Section 11 of Rules of Procedure Governing Inquiries in Aid of Legislation, clearly states that there are several violations that a resource person may commit before this committee. And if these violations have been committed by any resource person, then a member can move for the committee to cite the resource person in contempt by a 2/3 vote consisting of a quorum. So, in this case, as clearly stated by Congressman Ron Salo, the violation, as stated in paragraph E of Section 11, which is a contemptible act, Your Honor. So that is the basis, and that is the reason why perhaps the movant has moved to cite our resource person in contempt.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is, if the motion is carried, what would be the sanction for this situation?
Well, if the contempt is carried, what will happen is we will proceed to the next section, the Section 12. Pursuant to Section 12 of the same rules, the Section 12 titled Penalties. So by a vote of 2/3 of the members present, there being a quorum, those cited under Section 11, paragraphs E and F shall be detained for a period not exceeding 10 days. That is what our rules say, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, for the clarification, which I think strengthens my view with the indulgence of my colleague, that may be counterproductive when we have so many issues, national issues that we need to tackle, and this will just divert our focus for the more important issues. That's my opinion, Mr. Chair, and I hope my colleague will reconsider his motion, and maybe I could suggest, maybe should he find it in his heart to do that, is maybe just a motion to reprimand for the honest mistake that Secretary Roque committed. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Daza. Congressman Paduano.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just to add dun po sa sagot ng chairman natin, Chairman Barbers, for the information of Senior Deputy Minority Leader Paul Daza, under our rules, wala pong reprimand dun sa sa contempt, no? That's number one. Number two, if the good congressman is wary that Secretary Harry Roque cannot participate in the proceedings, he can, because those resource persons cited in contempt can still participate in the hearing and in the succeeding hearings. So, kung ang agam-agam po ni SDML that we cannot extract some more information, vital information from former Secretary Roque, tuloy-tuloy po yung presence ni Secretary Roque even today until such time that this committee will suspend the hearing. Now, second, Mr. Chairman, with due respect to the position made by Co-Chair Abante, as the chairman has said, this committee should be fair to everyone. Well, in fact, kasi as I heard, the statement coming from Co-Chair Abante that former Secretary Harry Roque has already publicly apologized. But the same is true with all others. Resource person that was cited in contempt during the past, and even as of today, in the case of Miss Baterna. After she was cited in contempt, nag-appeal po siya, and she apologized. But of course, she has violated our rules. So, yung contempt niya, she's serving now, and is now present in today's hearing. So, ako, Mr. Chairman, again, with due respect to the position of Co-Chair Abante, I still stand that we should base on our rules, no, with regards to inquiry in AW legislation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, may I move for 1 minute recess?